There are serial killers, and then there are serial killers. Luka Magnotta's case belongs to the latter category. On May 24, 2012, the gruesome discovery was made in Montreal, Canada. In a small apartment on Rue Parthenay, they found the body of a young man, badly decomposed. He had been reported missing 3 days earlier. The victim was identified as John Lin, a 33-year-old Chinese Canadian who worked as a ballroom dance instructor. But how did he die? And what did the police find out about his killer? You're about to find out. Meet Luka Magnotta, one of Canada's most infamous killers. Magnotta was born in 1982 in the city of He. Grew up with 2 sisters and a brother. His parents were very strict and enforced a Roman Catholic lifestyle on him. When Magnotta was 16 years old, his behavior became increasingly strange and violent. One day, he brought a knife to school and threatened to harm himself in front of a female classmate. He also had an obsession with collecting knives and other sharp objects. At age 19, he was arrested for stealing a taxi. A psychologist who later evaluated Magna said that he had signs of sociopathic personality disorder and schizophrenia. Despite his mental problems, Magna got a job at a call center where he spoke French. According to a co-worker, Magna had many girlfriends and liked to brag about being a ladies' man. He also developed an interest in bodybuilding and took part in several competitions. However, his criminal record continued to grow. He was arrested twice for fraud, once for breaking into cars and another time for beating up his own mother. On another occasion, he attacked a stranger in a park and dragged her into some bushes. Although the woman managed to escape, she suffered serious injuries. When the cops got there, they found blood and DNA evidence, but they couldn't charge him because the victim refused to press charges. In 2005, Magnotta went to live in Thailand. There he met a local woman named Kinnari, whom he married in a Buddhist ceremony. Although the couple had their problems, Magna loved his wife very much. He even converted to Buddhism and began practicing meditation. But this didn't last long, because soon after he was arrested for possession of stolen credit cards. When he returned to Canada, he was sentenced to probation for the crime. By now, his obsession with violence and sex was becoming more evident. Magnotta spent hours watching pornographic videos and often engaged in cybersex with strangers via webcam, but something still bothered him. He felt he wasn't getting enough sexual gratification, so he decided to take extreme measures. Between 2009 and 2011, Magnotta committed at least 5 homicides. He met his victims online and lured them to his apartment under the false pretense of having a romantic or business proposal. Then he pounced and brutally murdered them. After satisfying his bloodlust, he dismembered the corpses and disposed of the body parts in garbage bags. Even though the police suspected that he was responsible for the crimes, they didn't have any evidence to charge him. That all changed when Magnotta sent a video to one of his former lovers showing him holding a severed human head. The police finally had what they needed to arrest him. When the authorities searched Magnotta's apartment, they found traces of blood and flesh in the bathtub, and a meat cleaver covered in what appeared to be human skin. They also discovered disturbing material in his computer. It was a snuff film that showed Magna torturing and killing a man identified only as Eric. Although Magna tried to flee to Europe, he was captured at an internet cafe in Berlin. German police recognized him from the media coverage and arrested him without incident. He was then extradited to Canada, where he was charged with 5 counts of first-degree murder. During his trial, Magna's lawyers argued that he was insane and not guilty by reason of insanity. However, psychiatrists who examined him concluded that he was fit to stand trial. On October 2014, he was found guilty of first-degree murder and given 5 consecutive life sentences. without the possibility of parole. Currently, Magnotta is 40 years old and is incarcerated in a maximum security prison in the state of Colorado. He is serving his sentence for the brutal murder of 5 men.